Hope you've had a beautiful start to your day. My name is Dunya Abinasif. This is going to be a silent session. So you actually have this device. The most important thing is to note that there's a sensor. Please try not to touch the sensor or to put it in your pocket or anything, or else my voice is going to be cutting. And you have your headsets, so please make sure to put them on and we can get started. So, welcome to the TikTok workshop. I'm so excited for this workshop specifically because it's all about crafting creativity. As I mentioned before, my name is Dunya Abinasif. I'm the Direct Creator Management Lead at TikTok. What does that mean exactly? I lead a brilliant team of creator managers who manage the top talents in the region. Now, to get started, we're going to go back to basics. Now, I have one question before we get started. Show of hands, who here has a TikTok account? All right, I see a few. Who here creates content on TikTok? Okay, so we have some talents. I'm going to keep my eye on you guys. Now, for the rest, so this might be something you already know, but for the rest here, we're going to go TikTok 101. So to break it down, we're an entertainment platform, but we're also powered by community. And we pride ourselves on inclusivity and safety. It's a place where you can be creative, express yourself, you can be authentic, and you will always find the audience of your niche. Now, who do we work with? What type of content exists on TikTok? We work with a various amount of creators. The climate activists, the entertainers, the people with family content, the book enthusiasts, the foodies. There's such a wide range of content that you could be doing on TikTok, and there is a place for everyone. Now, how is the app divided? For those familiar with TikTok, these might seem very familiar. So, step one, you have your For You page. This is the page where you see quote-unquote viral videos. And you might notice that your For You page is going to be different than your For You page because it's tailored to your interests. Next up, we have your Friends page. This is the page where you can see the content of people you follow and who follow you back. After that, you have your Upload page where you can create your amazing content on spot, or you can upload a video of your choice. You also have your Inbox where you can engage and interact with your audience, your community, send them some messages, receive some. And finally, your Profile page. I cannot stress how important it is to build a strong profile page. It could be the deciding factor of why somebody would actually choose to follow you or still engage with your content. So take your time. Make sure you have a profile picture that reflects you. Write a strong bio. Build it so that it is a reflection of what you want your audience to really find when they come and visit your page. I always think, whether you're a content creator or whether you're a content consumer, it is so important to understand the mechanisms of what happens when you watch a video. So on your For You page, you can observe an array of videos. If you notice on the right side, you have some engagement options to do. You can like, comment, share. So when you're creating content, think about it. What's going to make someone like my video? What's going to make someone share my video? And these are the types of things that really contribute to a video performance. You also have the option to see the music that was used on that video. If you liked it, you can click that button and you can use that music yourself. You also have your Create page. This is my personal favorite page because that's where you see the creativity flowing. You can flip the camera. You can speed up the video. You want it to be entertaining. You can do all sorts of things, enhance the lighting. Everything built in the app is there to make your life easier. We're there to support you in-app and out-app. Now you also have the playlist and sound page. I think this is sometimes overlooked because it can be so important. Imagine you're trying to send a message. I'm at the gym, I'm lifting some weights, and then I have a very, sad music in the background and the people like really, toning it down. It's not going to work. When you're trying to portray a message, think about what type of music are you going to use. You're inspiring someone, you're giving a good speech, you need to use inspirational music. Now, TikTok also has a couple of playlists that you could choose from that will help you make the selection of your videos. Pay attention to the safety zone. I cannot stress this enough. I used to try to create content. I see you're agreeing with me. Has that happened to you? A lot. So basically, when you're creating a video and you're so excited because it's such an amazing video, and you click post without clicking preview, sometimes you're going to notice that the text is covered by the icons. So you have to pay attention. Otherwise, you're going to have to re-upload the video. So then again, always make sure you have this in your mind. Okay, so this addresses the most frequently asked question ever. How do I know what will make my video perform better? What do you need to consider? First and foremost is watch time. Your average watch time. That means that the longer the user watches the video and the more they finish the video, the better the video will do. So when we're filming content, the first thing we need to think about is how can I keep the user engaged and entertained for them to finish my video? The next thing you have are the engagement metrics I spoke about earlier. Likes, shares, comments. So people usually engage with content that is relatable, right? You're with your colleagues, you find a video about a meme at work. That's why you're going to share it to your colleague. Or sometimes you might be like, oh, this is my husband. You can share it. So always think about what will make someone share a video. Then you have the device. So lighting, good audio. Can you imagine if I did my whole presentation like this and you didn't hear a word I said? You would get up and leave, right? Think about these small things that will make a huge difference in your video. Another thing is region. So when you're posting from the UAE, the first batch of audience that will engage with your content are going to be people living here. You can use this to your advantage because let's say you're traveling and you end up in a country where you post a video that is related to that country's cultures, traditions. People from there will engage more with your content. So I urge you to really think about these elements because they will play a difference in your video performance. Now that we've walked through the basics, let's think strategy. It is so important to plan ahead. Think about the message you are trying to relay. So, the first and foremost, win with context. Like I said, educational, inspirational, and entertaining. When I say entertaining, I don't mean dance around or whatever, unless that's something you like to do. But entertaining can be sometimes speaking louder, sometimes speaking lower, zooming in the camera, using a green screen. You can make things so much more entertaining with small adjustments in your video. Explore different formats. Give your audience something new. Not always the same format with the same colors, with the same everything. Diversify your content. So think listicles. If today I was talking and I was telling you, oh, I'm going to tell you how to be the best workshop conductor, versus top 3 things you should always do when you conduct a workshop. When you list them, people will know how long they need to wait to get the 3 recommendations. Another thing is photo mode that we're going to talk about. It's like the carousel option. 1 minute plus. Videos longer than a minute long, because sometimes you want a story tell, you want a beginning, middle, and end. And green screen, which is one of my favorite options. Who here has heard of green screen? You know what I'm talking about? You? So it's when the video or the picture appears behind you, so people are entertained. I'm going to show you a few examples. And be relevant. Tap into big tentpoles, big seasonalities, big moments, festivities. it will make your content engaging and relatable. So if we're in Ramadan and you know it's big in the region, when you do content that relates to that in that season, people will engage more because they are living it or they are seeing their friends living it. So keep an eye out. Next, let's talk about the community a little bit more. They're driven by these core values: diversity, mixing it up. This is actually a small GIF from a lawyer. His name is Arash. Arash wanted to diversify his content. He saw that art was very popular and people wanted to know more about art. So what he did was he spoke about the laws of importing paint, the laws of importing pencils. So it was so on spot. He tapped into the seasonality, but he still gave legal advice. The next, knowledge sharing. When you give people some knowledge, you share your experience, they're going to feel like they benefited from your video. This as well resonates with the community. Fandom. Who doesn't like fandom? I'm sure we all have some celebrities we look up to. You can always share those key moments, that slice of life. It resonates with people. Finally, connection. I cannot stress this enough. Be yourself. Be authentic. As long as you believe in what you are putting out there, people will respond. But when we're not authentic and we're doing something out of place, people can see right through it. Now, what are some creative best practices? The first, make a trend your own. Similar to Arash, it was an art trend, but he put his own spin on it. When you do that, you show people you have different layers and you can target different niche of audience. Grab and hold attention. Whether you start your video with a question that people want to answer, or whether you start with a strong hook and you're commentating on a very big issue, and also win with original audio. Try to do some catchphrases. Those are the things that will really give a sense of who you are and lead with personality. The more we know the person behind the screen, the more we will be loyal to that person and follow them through and engage with their content. Technical best practices. So we spoke about it. We have the vertical format. We also have the horizontal format on TikTok, so you can do both. But as long as you always pay attention to the safe zone. Publishing frequency. How many times a week should I publish, right? Yeah. That's an amazing question, and I'm going to tell you why it's amazing. Because, are you ready? There's no rule. So, you can post every day, but what I also recommend is just to focus on keeping your profile active. As long as you're generating people to your profile, then your videos have a big shot. Because if you're posting something, you're so excited about its virality, but you disappear, you stop generating traffic. So there's no rule, but we need to remember one word: consistency. You need to be consistent. You're giving a tip of the week, you need to give that tip of a week because you've committed to it. So this is something that you need to do. Another thing is you have in-app effects. So effects you can use in your video to make them more entertaining. Hashtags that we're gonna dive into, and I have some questions for you guys about them. And of course, the sound in your video that we spoke about earlier. Posting best practices. We said, pay attention to the region. If you're traveling to a country where they don't speak Arabic, but you have Arabic content, add some subtitles. Create videos that don't need a language barrier for them to be consumed. Next, avoid duplication. TikTok is very smart when you're using it. In order to protect you, it will know if you are duplicating content because otherwise it won't reflect ownership. So you need to be careful. Don't keep uploading the same videos for your audience and for the video not to be duplicated. Try to adhere as much as possible to community guidelines. They're there to protect you. So when you're creating content, think about it. Will this be factored in a wrong way? Am I violating a community guideline? These are the things that will help make TikTok a safe space. Posting timings. Did you have that one too? I feel you had all those. You experimented. Do you know the answer to this one? No? Okay, so there is no rule to when you can post. So you knew that? Factor in seasonality. I'm going to go back to Ramadan because it was in this region. In Ramadan, if you're going to post at 7 a.m., there might be a big bunch of people that might not be so active at that time versus posting at night, for example. But in general, no matter what time you post, there will always be users there to consume the content. Hashtag ABCs. Hashtags are something that are so powerful. They are like accessories to your videos. So what I say really makes the video, مثل ما بيقولوا الزبدة, is the content, right, that you're using and that you're putting out. Hashtags, cover photos, titles, those are the accessories. So you might notice me, for example, for my outfit, but you might come and talk to me because you like my earrings or you like my ring. Hashtags are another way of having your audience come and click to watch your video. That's why you need to use hashtags. But we shouldn't use hashtags that are hashtag FYP, hashtag FYPPPPPP, hashtag Explorer, right? Those are going to take the users to a page where there is so much content, it's so diluted, and it's not relevant to your video. Versus if you use 2 to 3 hashtags that are super relevant for the video. For example, if I'm doing some finance tips and I use hashtag business tips, hashtag learn on TikTok, hashtag learn finance, it will direct the video to an audience that is looking for that content. So this is how hashtags need to be used. You have an array of types of hashtags. For example, gaming on TikTok. And what I love about this slide is actually you're going to see different formats being used. So this is a 2-in-1 slide. The first, these are some really good tentpole hashtags that I really recommend you screenshot. These are hashtags that are consistent, they're always on, and they have users who are used to going to these pages to consume content. So hashtag book talk, hashtag learn on TikTok, hashtag TikTok for good. Look at how different these videos are from each other. They are so different, even the formats. Here, you're seeing somebody actually drawing something. Over here, Atif Salah, an amazing Egyptian creator, is using his backdrop to relay his message. So, for example, and I want someone to shout out the answer. Where do you think Atif, who's wearing the orange shirt, what do you think, off the top of your head, what do you think this video is about? Health, sports, gym. Just from seeing his background, he didn't have to do anything. You already know if you're interested in gym, health, or sports, you're going to click on it. So using a background that will help support your message is everything. Because don't forget, people are doing this. How do we make them stop? We do content that is relevant to them. Other hashtags. Again, screenshots, please. You have hashtag fashion TikTok, hashtag TikTok salon, TikTok cookbook, where to eat. These are also very popular hashtags, and you can see how each video has a different showcase. Now, to take you to the art of storytelling and how powerful storytelling is. You need to focus on storytelling. Why? Because it resonates with the audience. When you're doing a get ready with me video and you're saying something that happened about your day, people are more likely to watch the video to the end because they really want to know what happened in your day. So factor it in, but try to always make sure you have a beginning, a middle, and an end. We're not going to stop in the middle and nobody knows what happened at the end. And we're not going to jump into the middle without introducing it. So always think about how you can channel in storytelling. So this is Ibrahim, a renowned Emirati creator. He is so famous for storytelling. He says horror stories and different things that have gone on. And you can even channel it in when you're doing tutorials. So this is something to really factor into. Now, for more illustrative stories, use some props, eye-catchy scenery. That all makes a video. We always say, grab their eyeballs, stop their thumbs. How can you do that? Use clear and concise text. ما بنحط باراجراف هالقد على الفيديو. Nobody's going to have time to read it. Whereas if you just use some keywords that will keep the audience following the video, they're going to use it more. When shooting your video, think of ways to keep it appealing. Changing your camera angle, using green screen, showing them an example of what you're referring to. Keep them engaged, focusing on multiple things in the video. Now we're getting to the part which is, I believe, one of the most important factors that should be considered when creating content. We call it feature focus. There are so many features that you can use that are available on TikTok that have shown a huge, nice difference in content creation when it comes to diversifying the pieces. Let's look at them. The latest features, what are they? Long video, videos longer than a minute. POI, which is location, adding a location to the video. Photo mode, when you upload multiple videos at a time, multiple pictures. And CapCut, which are actually existing in-app and out-app. Let's take a look. You have long videos. Now, what should you consider when it comes to a long video? I've divided it into 3 steps because it is so important. Before filming a long video, check the music that's available. We said music is important in video creation. Does your video have a story? How are you going to introduce the story? How are you going to keep them engaged and entertained? Test your sound and camera because it can make a difference. And add filters or effects because those are known to make content more engaging. Now, when you're filming your long video, start with a question. Have you ever seen XXX? Have you ever felt XXX? Have you ever wondered? Anything that will make the user think, yeah, I have. And that's why they will finish the video. Always film with an objective. I always say, so what? After you finish the video, ask yourself, so what? If there's a what, then it's a good video. If there's no what, then you need to repurpose it to make sure that there's an end game for the user to actually feel like they benefited. And Tipo, benefiting doesn't mean only I learned something or whichever. Benefiting could also mean somebody laughs. You made someone have a nicer day. So you can factor it in the way you want. If you have tips, we said list your tips because people will stay to the end. And be clear and concise. بالعربي بنقول ما تعلقوا الخبرية. Right? Get to the point. It's a long story, get to the point. Beginning, middle, and boom. Even if it takes a long time. And try to use complex topics. Sometimes when you're creating content, certain topics need more explanation than others. Use the long video strategically for content that really will take you a while to explain. After you've filmed, make sure you use the TikTok tools available to you. If you want to speed a few parts up, you want to add some effects, and add hashtags. Like we mentioned before, hashtags are important for you to reach the audience you want to. And you can use the story feature to promote and drive traffic. There is also the option of adding a location to your post before posting. No, it does not limit the audience that views the video. So if I put, for example, location here, Dubai World Trade Center, and it does not mean that only people here will see the video, but it opens a different door for the audience to actually find your video. And try to use this strategically as well. So if we put the location of a general country, people might not find the content easily versus I tagged the restaurant. I tagged the exact building I was in, the exact event I was in. This will help users actually find your video easily. So this is a very nice tool that you can add, and it's another window for people to find your content. You also have photo mode. I'm sure you've seen it, where you can upload several pictures at the same time, and you swipe, right, when users see this. Also use this as a way to storytell. I've seen some photo mode where it actually shows somebody's transition journey. It actually shows somebody's trip from start to finish. Give a reason for someone to swipe and see the rest of the photos. You can add some text. You can make it engaging. Don't just upload for the sake of uploading if you want to retain your audience and your users. Now, you also have another tool, which is CapCut. CapCut allows you to edit your videos outside the app, and you can upload them directly to TikTok. There are also CapCut templates that you can use. Who has heard the one in the year 2023 has come to an end? Da-na-na, right? That one was so popular, and it did a mashup. This is what I mean when you have TikTok tools inside that will actually help you in content creation. So here, it is so easy. You can search for CapCut. You can click the template that you want, and there will be instructions to follow. You can upload your content, and it will automatically create the video for you. So this is something where you can tap into the latest trends and keep your content diversified. So this element in terms of how to use features is one of the most essential things that goes and factors into content creation. So to sum it up, we have long videos that we said need a clear beginning, middle, and an end. You can use it for complex topics. Add the location so that people can find your content even more easily. You have the CapCut template where you can use these organically trending templates, and photo mode, where sometimes you can diversify to your audience instead of always giving them the same thing. And that wraps up this workshop for today. I really hope you all enjoyed. Thank you so much. And I hope the headsets worked perfectly.